Hey guys, today I was going to do a really quick tutorial and kind of explain a couple of things about eyeshadow. I've gotten a couple of questions on just basic eyeshadow application, how to do it every day, including questions from my mom. She asks me all the time if I can help her with her eyeshadow. Now, first I just want to really quick talk about brushes. Now, most of the time when you buy an eyeshadow, you'll get something like this, these little sponges in the packet. I have never liked these since I was old enough to start wearing makeup. I've never used them. I just don't think, I mean, application-wise, they get the color and everything on, but you're just really limited to what you can do. So I use brushes. So also, you know, you can take one out, stick it in, and it stands right up so that you can see all of your brushes, which one you want to use and whatever. As far as brushes are concerned, there are quite a few different brands and reputable products that I recommend. First and foremost, if you've never tried e.l.f. brushes, eyeslipsface.com, they are available, and I think sometimes they're available at Targets. They have two lines of brushes. They have first their just their regular e.l.f. line, and these are $1. And they have a kit. You can get all 12 brushes for $12. I mean, and it's awesome. And they're great quality brushes. I use them all the time. And they also have brushes for their studio line. And I really like these brushes. I ordered the pack that had all of them. I think it's 15 total. I don't use all of them. There's a couple, but if you want eyeshadow brushes, definitely check out their eyeshadow brushes, and these are $3 each. $2 or $3 each, I believe. I want to say 3. Another really good brand that I like, you can find at Target, is the Sonia Kashuk brushes, and these are a little more expensive. I think anywhere from $7.99 to, I want to say, $20, but these are great brushes. And then other reputable brushes I've heard a lot of good things about are Sigma. I'll put a link to that underneath this post, or underneath this video. Sigma brushes are a little more expensive. CoastalScents.com has brushes that are really good. And then, of course, MAC brushes, makeup brushes. They kind of were the founders of different makeup brushes and what's used for what. However, let's say you only can afford one brush, or you only want to deal with one brush. The type that I would choose is something like this. And this is a dome-shaped, really fluffy brush. This particular one is Eyes Lips Face, and it's called an Eye Blending Brush. I've got this one here from Bare Minerals. It's similar. You can see they're just two really fluffy brushes, and you can get everything you want done with these brushes. I think the MAC equivalent is the number 217. So let's get started. The first step in eyeshadow application for me is to use an eyeshadow primer. Now, the reason for using a primer is that it will help your eyeshadow to last all day long, especially if you have oily skin. I, for one, do, and so my eyeshadow will wear off. It'll come off as I perspire, especially living in Las Vegas when we hit the 120-degree mark. Your makeup doesn't stay on. A couple that I really like, first and foremost, is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is $17 at Ulta or at other cosmetic stores, Sephora, UrbanDecay.com. This one's awesome. I use it all the time. I just recently got the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I haven't used it yet. It's also $17 at all of those cosmetic stores. For people who have kind of pigmented eyelids, if you've got, mine are pretty neutral. I mean, they're pretty much the color of my skin. But I know a lot of people can have redness or orange eyelids, and a really good one for that is this Benefit Lemonade. And it is just a yellow cream-based eyeshadow, and that yellow is going to help counteract blue or red. It's actually called the Color Correcting Eyelid Primer, so that's another good one. Two examples of more inexpensive versions are the Eyes Lips Face. This is the Mineral Eyeshadow Primer. I believe this is $3 at eyeslipsface.com. And then also one I don't have a drugstore find is from L'Oreal, and it's the L'Oreal Decrease, and I think that one's $8. Also, MAC Cosmetics has one. Most higher end brands do have eyeshadow primers, but these are my favorites and the ones that are most inexpensive. I find myself using most often. Moving on to eyeshadows, I wanted to just do a quick tutorial today and do kind of an everyday eyeshadow application, whether it be for school, for work, every day, using browns or neutrals, you know, something that most people can get away with wearing. Not everyone can get away with wearing bright purple or bright blue eyeshadow. And I came up with a couple of compacts that I have. And the reason that I love eyeshadow quads or trios is that all of the colors are right there for you. You don't have to go through something like an eyeshadow single like this one here and decide, okay, now what colors are going to go with it? What can I use? So first of all, I have this one here from Rimmel London, and this is a quad, and this is number 5 in chocolate, just a really nice neutral quad. I also have this one here is from Milani Cosmetics, and this is number 1, Touch of Browns. Again, really nice neutrals. This one is from NYX Cosmetics, and it is the Runway palette in Champagne and Caviar. You have a lot more options there. And then my 2 favorite eyeshadow palettes are these trios. This first one here is from Maybelline, and it's the Chocolate Mousse Trio. And then next is the CoverGirl, and this is the Shimmering Sands Trio. Now these ones are very, very similar color-wise. This one's going to be matte, and this one's got a lot of shimmer. And that's really all you need. As far as eyeshadows are concerned, if you're doing an everyday or a work look, you really only need 3 colors. So I'm going to go ahead today and I'm going to use this Shimmering Sands Trio, and I'm going to do a tutorial and a voiceover telling you what I'm doing. To start, apply your eyeshadow primer all the way from your lash line to your eyebrow. This is going to help your eyeshadow stay in place all day and prevent creasing. Next, take a densely packed eyeshadow brush, and using the medium tone in your eyeshadow palette, press your blush into the shadow to pick up the color. You will apply this color from your lash line up to the crease of your eyelid. When applying, don't swipe on the color, rather pat it onto your lid. This will help pack the color onto your eyelid and prevent fallout. Next, take a medium-sized eyeshadow brush. You can see it's much smaller than the large eyeshadow brush we use for our lid. Pick up the darkest shade in the trio, or the darker mid-tone if using a quad, and apply this shadow to your crease. The crease is the area just under your orbital bone. If you have monolid Asian eyes or really hooded eyes like me, apply this color on the edge of your orbital bone. Starting at the outer corner, tap on the shadow following the curve of the bone, and keep the width of the brush parallel to the ground. Using small upward strokes, blend the shadow so the line isn't so harsh. Next, take a really fluffy eyeshadow brush. Using the lightest shade in the palette, we're going to apply our brow highlight. The really fluffy brush will allow us to sweep on a wash of color, not pack on the color like we did for the eyelid. Apply this color from just under the eyebrow to the edge of your crease color. I like to bring mine all the way down to the inner corner of my eyelid as well. I am now going to use a clean fluffy dome brush. This is the one I mentioned earlier. Using windshield wiper motions and small circular strokes, blend the highlight and crease colors together. This will soften the line between the 2 colors. Ta-da! Now you could stop here, but I usually like to use 4 eyeshadows. And for those of you using quads, will want to use all of the shades offered. So, using a large crease brush, I'm using one from CVS, pick up the darkest color in your quad, or any dark brown color you have if you use the trio. We're going to create our outer V or outer corner. Press the brush into the outside corner of your crease, or in my case, the orbital bone, and create a line from here to the corner of your lash line using small strokes. Then, brush the shadow into the crease of your eyelid using windshield wiper motions. This will create a V shape on the outer corner of your eye. Lastly, go back with that fluffy dome brush, and if you want to, a very little bit of your crease color. Using soft circular strokes and windshield wiper motions, go over the harsh lines you just created of the outer V and soften it up. That's it for eyeshadow. Finish up with some eyeliner or just some mascara, and thanks for watching.